Confirmed COVID cases yesterday, 156. Just see. We've been celebrating lower numbers and then suddenly, boom, we're back in the mid hundreds. 156 cases in 11 states. Monday was 37 cases in 6 states. And today we've got 156 in 11 states. So basically, new cases yesterday are 4 times more than Monday. Remember what I said about India, right? One moment, their prime minister was declaring victory. The next moment, their hospitals are overflowing. So let's keep our precautions, huh? Don't go out unless you cannot avoid going out. And when you do go out, wear your mask, maintain your distance from everybody, wash and sanitize your hands frequently, and that way we can keep ourselves and each other safe. 1 million Lagosians cannot be wrong. They know where to come for hard facts. Starting with the big three, we'll talk about Governor Wike saying that the Electoral Bill is being delayed because APC wants to rig 2023. Then let's talk about Governor Ortom saying the president has failed his people on security. Then, let's talk about President Buhari asking the U.S. to relocate AFRICOM to Africa. Today on The Glass Ceiling, let's continue our conversation about childcare. On Balogun and Broad, we will talk about getting new SIM cards for business. The ban on new SIMs just got relaxed, so now you can get one if you already have your NIN. But let's talk about how the restriction affected businesses that sell or issue SIMs as part of their product, like ISPs, for example. And then businesses that also need to acquire SIMs. We'll talk about that at 5 o'clock today. Have you tried to get yourself a SIM card since they lifted the ban? How has it gone for you? Tell us about that 5 o'clock when the conversation comes your way. News updates will come your way at the top of every hour. If you want to win just a minute, you just need to listen to every single minute of hard facts. That's how you win. Now, after the news at 6, we're going to talk to an investment group at 6:15. And when they're done, you get to have conversations with Voice of America on Let's Talk. That's what it's called. 6:30, that's when that happens. And afterwards, Game On, the best sports team in Nigeria, bringing you that particular segment. Let's get started with the big three, Lagos. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts. On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Will the 9th National Assembly amend the Electoral Act eventually? Is Governor Ortom correct to criticize the federal government on security? And will the U.S. government accept President Buhari's request to relocate AFRICOM? Those are the big three, Lagos. Let's talk. Nyesom Wike says APC doesn't want credible elections in 2023. And that's our first story. So we're waiting for the National Assembly to debate the bill to amend the Electoral Act. It's been postponed a couple of times. Meanwhile, the timelines was for it to be passed this quarter. That's according to Senator Kabiru Gaya, he's the chairman of the Senate Committee on INEC. So Governor Wike of Rivers was asked about all of this, and he said that the only reason why this bill keeps getting delayed is that the APC, the president's party, wants to rig the next elections. He said, quote, "They know very clearly that the way things stand today, Nigerians have lost confidence in this government. No reasonable Nigerian will say, I want this APC government to come back in 2023. And therefore, what we do to make sure there is no credible election is to make sure we do not allow this amendment to the Electoral Act that ought to give us a credible, free and fair election, so that they'll be able to manipulate the 2023 elections. It's very clear. I'm surprised Mr. President will not even champion it to say, look, I promised Nigeria that one thing I must leave in office even before anything. I must give Nigeria free and credible elections. You see, National Assembly, they say one thing here today, one thing here tomorrow. All these things are strategies of the ruling party to deny Nigerians in 2023 of having a free, fair and credible election. End quote. Those were the words of Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State. Now, I should point out that when the PDP controlled the National Assembly during the 8th Assembly, they passed the Electoral Act amendment bills 3 times. They passed it 3 times. And each time, President Buhari vetoed the bills. Those were the bills that wanted to enshrine the use of card readers and electronic registers, and also to include electronic transmission of results. But the president vetoed them. And one of the reasons that the president gave was that it was too close to the 2019 elections, so that it would be revisited immediately after the polls. Well, we're now in 2021. Why do you think it's taken the Ninth Assembly so long to draft and debate an Electoral Act amendment? 0700-993-993-993. If you're a woman, the number you should be calling is 01-465-7190. That first number is for our male listeners. For our female listeners, it's 01-465-7190. Do you think we need an electoral amendment? Let's even start there. If you think we do, what do you think should be in the electoral amendment? What parts of our electoral laws need a change? And what do you think about Wike's accusation that the APC is delaying the process on purpose to undermine the 2023 elections? 99.3, hello. Thanks for calling us.
Hello, one name why. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
You have Chris on the line.
Hello, Chris.
Yeah. My dear, honestly speaking, it's long overdue if you ask me.
Okay.
We need a new electoral act. And sincerely speaking, there have been recommendations over time for us to have a new electoral act that will now empower INEC to be a sole decider of the election, because as we have it today, in some part of it, you look at it, some elections are bound to be challenged. About to be suspicious, even at the point of declaring a winner, even at the polling booths. You see people, people of like minds, complaining of not the expected winner, not to be the eventual winner who will emerge at the end of the day. So it's long overdue. And sincerely speaking, if this present administration wants, their name to be written on gold, it's one of a big legacy they should leave behind, honestly, because it's one of the things they promised the Nigerian people before getting into power. But over time now, I don't know why it's taking all this long. It's one of the recommendations, because I remember that former President Yar'Adua actually, opened up and said, even during his inaugural speech, I remember that the process that brought him to power is very fraudulent. And he set up Justice Uwe's committee who go about and bring so many recommendations. And up till now, nothing has been done to that particular report. So I think, it's high time, honestly, because that will enable the people's choice to emerge. Then we can actually hold people accountable. Because, Sandra, if you remember, time and time again, you do say, how do we hold our elected representative accountable? And for me, how do you hold somebody you never elected? How do you hold him or her accountable? Not until we have, a free and fair election. Not just free and fair in West, but is to be seen by everybody that is free and fair, that actually the people are a choice eventually emerge at any given election. Then we can now say that there's democracy. If the reverse still be the case, whereby, because sincerely speaking, if there is free and fair election, there won't be any shooting, there won't be snatching of ballot box. So I think, sincerely speaking, it's high time that everybody must put hands on deck. All the stakeholders in this world, talking about National Assembly and the government, and the executive. In this case, the president, he must try as much as he can. So that history will judge him kindly, because for me, there's nothing to fear. This is his last tenure in the government, so he should do the needful.
All right, Charles. Chris, thank you very much for calling. I said Charles because Charles has been waiting for a while. Hello, Charles.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, thank you. I think the amendment to the Electoral Act is long overdue.
Okay.
Recall that the last National Assembly actually did it, but the president refused to sign.
Yeah.
So it's been there for over 2 years now. Nothing has still happened. I just wonder what they want us to do, because that electoral law as it is now is just rubbish. Nothing. We need a lot of changes. We should now be doing elections.
Hello, Charles? Oh, no. Call back if you can. 99.3.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Okay, this is Bayo.
Hi, Bayo. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, long time.
Long
Yeah.
time. Welcome.
Yes, I have on the road anyway.
Okay.
Let me just join. I actually wanted to comment on the insecurity, but let me just join my other people that have spoken. You see, like the very first man, if there is no anything hidden, if there is no any, self-interest, as regards this particular bill, you want to definitely, I could remember then in 2014, sincerely, I think it was around February or thereabout. I know that the sitting president now kick against it, and everybody look at it as fine. Well, it might just be a distraction anyway, so definitely let's give them a space. But like they have rightly said, 6 years on the line now. So if definitely there is a will, there is a sincere purpose to that, I don't think we should teach them, even and now to do that. So I think let's, amongst all the failures anyway, at least the man should just do something needful as regards this. So I think that's all my submission as regards the bill. So I may call later concerning the security when we get there. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling Lagos. If you just tuned in, hello to you. Good afternoon. You're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Sandra Ezekwesili. It's 16 minutes past 3. And our first story on today's Big 3 is Nyesom Wike saying that the APC doesn't want credible elections in 2023. We're waiting for the National Assembly to debate the bill to amend the Electoral Act. It's been postponed a couple of times. But according to the timelines they gave us, it was supposed to be passed this quarter. According to Senator Kabiru Gaya anyway. He's the chairman of the Senate Committee on INEC. So Governor Wike of Rivers was asked about all of this, and he said the only reason this bill keeps getting delayed is that the APC, the president's party, wants to rig the elections. Now, before we started to talk, I pointed out that when the PDP controlled the National Assembly during the 8th Assembly, they passed Electoral Act amendment bills 3 times. Each time, President Buhari vetoed the bills. Those were the bills that wanted to enshrine the use of card readers and electronic registers, also to include electronic transmission of results. But the president vetoed them, and one of the reasons he gave was that it was too close to 2019 elections, so it should be revisited immediately after the polls. That was in 2019. This is 2021. What do you think about the time it's taken the 9th Assembly? Why do you think it's taken the 9th Assembly so long to draft and debate an Electoral Act amendment? Do you even think we need an Electoral Act amendment? What do you think should be in the amendment? What parts of our electoral laws need a change? And what do you think about Wike's accusation that the APC is delaying the process on purpose to undermine the 2023 elections? 01465 7190. That's our number for women. 01465 7190. We don't have WhatsApp today, unfortunately, but you can share your thoughts with us via Facebook. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. We're streaming live. Nigeria Info 99.3. That's Facebook. We've got Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. At Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. Use the hashtag NigeriaInfoHF so that I know that the tweets are meant for this show. HF is for hard facts. So again, Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. Ebuka is in Mushing today. Hello, Ebuka. Thanks for calling us.
Good afternoon, Auntie Sandra.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Okay. Our country as it is, delay is dangerous. You know what? Because for 2015 passed, 2000 and what again? Was it 2019? 19, yeah, it passed. And we're going to 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And even before that, 2015, or during that 2015, I think it has been rumored, been talked about in the electoral view, needed to technique, ease of voting, be it the elderly ones or the youth, the younger ones. And again, the issue of insecurity, snatching of buses and every other thing. It has been talked and talked. And what is the National Assembly waiting for? As in, they've been sitting there for years. If you have to say, okay, let's use 1 week to deliberate to tonight, shake everything about the electoral thing, it will be passed. I listened to one of these INEC representatives on another station. He said they had a whole lot of bills passed to the National Assembly, yet to be consented, yet to be, or passed, so to say. So we'll keep getting some laws being passed, and unnecessary bills, policy being passed. Why is it now being delayed? Seeing that 2023 is by the corner. So as we get, Wike was saying that he's been delayed by any particular person. It's not a new thing. You get, everybody have their own problem. But I think we all should be saying, at times when they say public hearing, I'll be wondering, who are these public hearings? Who are these people that is public that will consent to these bills? So it's high time they should just pass this thing, because let's begin to practice it from the local government, see how it works. This government, state government elections, let's begin to see how this thing works. Test run it. Not that 2023 they will be seeing errors and okay, the system is faulty, or say there is no paper to insert into the machine to be printed out. Do you get Sandra? So it's a high time. They shouldn't be keeping these things. They shouldn't, because delay is very dangerous. Look at the security here and there, and they made a pattern. That did it. Simple thing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ibuka, for calling. Chubaza is in Lekki. Hello, Chubaza. Hello? All right, Chiweza isn't there, unfortunately. All right, let's go to Facebook, where we've got some comments. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. On Facebook, Shehu Oni says, Electoral Bill will not be signed by APC government. They do not want to sign their death penalty. We've got Ogabi Adebayo, who says, Sandra, on the incessant killings of innocent Nigerians, we're going to come back to that. Johnson Tommy says, Sandra, this 9th Assembly is a scam. They cannot offer us good things other than to sign bills to borrow money. Okay. CP King says, I stand with Governor Ortom. All right, we're going to get to Governor Ortom's story pretty soon. That's our second story on today's Big Three. But let's stay a bit on this APC story, right? This Wike's allegation and the amendment of the Electoral Act. Do you even think it needs an amendment? And what are the reasons you think there's been a delay by the 9th Assembly to debate it, to amend it? 99.3, hello.
Hello, Sandra.
Thank you for calling. What's your name?
My name is Victor.
Hi, Victor.
I stand with Wike on this.
Okay.
Yes, the APC, through their backdoor stuff, want to rig the election. That is why. Okay, if they don't want to rig it, why is Buhari not signing it just after the election? Why didn't? Because he promised. I know that if he had signed it earlier, he wouldn't have won the election. You know that.
Well, we don't know that.
We know. That's why we don't know. We know.
Well, the people who voted for him, would have still voted for him anyway, regardless.
Do you know how many people that voted for him?
Well, enough for him to win.
Do you know how many people?
Enough for him to win.
Which enough for him to win. We know what is happening. They rigged it and they want to rig another one. So I stand with Wike on this. That's just the truth.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. 99.3, hello.
Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Prince Wires, calling from Movers.
Prince Wires, turn your radio off now. You know how far. Okay. Go ahead.
See, what we said, I really support him. But all politicians, majority of them are potential election rigger. Only the master rigger always become the winner in Nigeria. But as for me, what are they doing with the electoral bill? They were about to stand it around the 2019. You see, it's very close. They posted after the election, the best thing is for the National Assembly to send it back to the Mr. President for signing. We need to thoroughly see the electoral bill that we bring before candidate that we voted for. As I said before, Sandra, Nigerian politicians they are very desperate. Not that we can't do what he's talking about. See a lesson of a state. When they conduct election in the state, while the parties will win 100% is chairman. You have to both the APC and the PDP states. Even though the national electoral decisions, they are more better than state electoral this commission. So for me, I'm agreeing with him. What he said, I want Mr. President to just be ready to sign the bill whenever the National Assembly passes it to his table. Have a beautiful afternoon today.
Thank you very much, Prince YS, for calling. Let's go to Twitter, where we've got people who've left us comments already. Twitter is at Nigeria Info FM, at Nigeria Info FM. On Twitter, Julu Charles says, I support Wike's view, and the electoral bill is a matter of urgency. Unfortunately, APC have no image to market anymore. So many opinion leaders watch this government do things the wrong way unchallenged. We must redeem Nigeria if we truly believe in the country Nigeria. Ogbeni Maf says, like he and his party rigged the council elections in Rivers, he should see the irony. Ogbeni Kafe, thank you very much. We've got Chinedu Odoemelam who says, Wike may not be the most loved governor, but on this he has my full support because by 2023 they will rush the bill and use it for campaigning. A strong electoral bill equals a strong democracy. All right, then. More comments here. We've got Ajayi Olalekon who says, you didn't talk about Governor Wike's owing salary for 6 months. That has a huge impact than this topic. Well, we did talk about it, Ajayi Olaleko. Unfortunately, you didn't listen on the day we talked about it. That's your fault. You don't know good programming. You should always keep it here. Always listen here. That way you'll get involved, in all the topics, even the ones that you don't like. All right, Lagos. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Nigeria Info 99.3. The big three comes your way every single day. 3 of the biggest stories of the day from 3 p.m. until 4 p.m.
Hey, Ali. How are you?
I'm tired, Shadi. My bank is bashing my head with charges.
Have I not shown you how to break free from sufferhead banking?
Is it that kudos something?
Kuda, Ali. It's Kuda.
That one, Kuda. Are they even safe?
Hey, where do I start? They don't charge me account or card maintenance fees.
My bank has even charged for a debit card I don't have.
My Kuda card was free and delivered to my house free. I have never paid a naira for owning this card.
What about transfers?
Kuda will give you 25 free transfers to other banks every single month for the rest of your life.
You're right, Sha. Shadi. Is your hotspot on?
Better use your own data.
Shadi. Kuda Microfinance Bank gives you an account with free transfers, a free card, and 0 ridiculous fees. Break free now. Get Kuda on Google Play or the App Store now and open a full bank account in a few minutes. Kuda, the bank of the free.
Welcome back to your number 1 talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three. On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
I hope we still have Walter on the line. Hello, Walter.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
It's okay. Anyway, this is a serious business, and I do not know if we don't take this seriously. As a Nigerian, we are facing a lot of challenges. The paramount being insecurity. We've heard different fashions and different stories from different angles. But the number one thing that we can put the record of this country straight is election. I remember that the National Assembly passed an Electoral Amendment Act during the last section. Unfortunately, the president said that a certain section of the ECOWAS Treaty, according to the presidency, that the timing was too short for him to sign that law act into law. Right now, we have enough time before 2023, if only we will even have 2023 with the economic and the security situation in the country. And the presidency are delaying. They do not remember the ECOWAS Treaty they talked about. What is wrong with us as a people? Why can't we be sane and do things right, regardless political alliance, so that we can save our country from this menace we obviously brought it into? May God lead us well. Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you very much for calling, Walter. Let's move on to our second story. It takes us from one governor accusing the National Assembly of wanting to undermine elections to another governor accusing the president of failing his people on security. In our second story, Benue Governor Samuel Ortom had very tough words for President Buhari. If you're watching on Facebook, we're about to show you the video. If you're watching on YouTube, we're about to show you the video as well. If you cannot watch at the moment, well, we've got the audio for you.
It is an unfortunate development that what is happening, if the federal government had taken proactive steps, today we will not be where we are. These cops you're seeing here, in the last 2 weeks, we are burying over 70 people just in Makudi local government alone. This is not accepted. Go to Guman, the same killings are taking place. Go to Gwa West, the same killings are taking place. This is not right. The federal government have refused to take proactive steps to arrest this ugly situation that we're witnessing here today. You will recall that I alerted the entire nation when in 14 countries met in Yola and declared that except we repeal the prohibition of open grazing law, Benue will not know peace. And on the ground, I did say that I was targeted for elimination, to be assassinated, and that was done on me. It's only God that saved me. And I did say they are going after my people. So federal government should arrest the leadership of Mayor Tia Lakata and Hore that hosted that meeting. Up to today, nothing has been done. This is really unfortunate. It means we don't have a government in place at the federal level. We don't have a government. This is very sad. Because if proactive steps were taken by arresting Mayor Tia leadership, this will not happen. For several years, we have been calling on federal government to take proactive steps to address this matter. They have refused to do. You can imagine. This is a bag in an IDP camp. They are joining villages here with the real camp, and the adjoining villages are occupied by IDPs. And what else do you want them to do? You send these people away from their villages. They came here to take refuge. And today, they are being killed in this manner. Over 7 times. So please, Mr. President must do the needful. And I want to suggest that immediately let there be a security summit.
President Ortom, Governor Ortom there, very tough words from the Benue State governor. He actually said some more things, which I didn't play here. I'm sure that you've heard them yourself online. But notice that he's repeating the same accusation we heard from Governor Abubakar Sani Bello of Niger State yesterday. Remember, I played you that video and audio yesterday as well from the governor of Niger State. Bello also said that they appealed to the federal government to intervene and they've gotten no meaningful response. Now, Ortom is a PDP member and Bello is an APC member. So we're hearing the same complaint from governors in the two major parties. So the question has to be asked, is there substance to this accusation that the federal government is unresponsive on security? Ortom also said that we now have a security crisis in all 6 geopolitical zones. And again, he points to this as proof that the federal government and specifically the presidency is getting the job wrong. And this, of course, raises the question of restructuring or devolution of powers. Because some are making the argument that governors should have more security power since they are the ones on ground. Last week, I told you that the National Economic Council heard a submission from the federal government town hall that states should get control over the police. Do you think this would prevent this type of situation where governors are lamenting about an allegedly unresponsive federal government? 01465 7190. That's our number for women. 01465 7190. 0700993 993 993 is the number for men. 0700993 993 993. Please send us a message via Facebook because we don't have WhatsApp available at the moment. Facebook is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. And we've got Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. 99.3, hello.
Hello?
Thanks for calling. What's your name?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, yeah. So I called back. I said I wanted to talk about this insecurity.
Right.
Okay, yeah, this buyer. The point is that it's just unfortunate, and I think first of all I commiserate with the people of Benue State, especially the man at the helm of the affair, that's Governor Ortom. The problem is the whole situation generally is a very sad, disheartening, and appalling. Okay, because if truly there is somebody over there who is active and he is alive, to what is really happening in the nation. I mean, we shouldn't have gotten ourselves this far. And, the saddest part of it, what is even making, so amazing to me, let me use that one, is that Benue State, I've been there, I've been to Makurdi, some neighboring towns there, so I know their geographical location, not too long from that ID camp and all that, we have not just a minor military barrack base, we have major military. These are military bases that have been there during the Civil War. So I know the place. So you now wonder, even if it's a state that perhaps they don't even have any military presence or whatever, you might be saying that. So what is happening? Does it mean that the military officers there, the basement there has not? Is it a kind of sit-down look or order from above? What is happening? And you know what? Let me give you my own personal, as I'm rounding up now, experience I have. I used to haul kind of logistics. So I had a privilege information sometimes ago that my driver was taking some of this itinerary. So my driver told me that particular day that there was a robbery or maybe kidnapping, whatever. That was 2018 or 2019.
Okay.
So incidentally, the military on ground, they didn't know that it was really a kind of kidnapping, whatever. But because of their siren blowing another, I'm talking about Makurdi there. I'm just telling you. So I just taking one of their these things down to their barrack, and it made those guys stumble. The soldiers on ground, they stumbled at that place while everybody was camping. Ms. Sandra, let me tell you, if they give these Nigerian soldiers, if they give them the power, if they give them 100% power to act, I believe it is. I bet it with you. This guy can go all out there. Do you know what the guy told my driver? He said that if their Oga has given them that power, that all these useless, that's what he used, all these useless bandits or what they call it, they are nothing before them. But because they don't give them the power, that is why they can do little or nothing about it. You can imagine. So who is deceiving who? It's quite a sad situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling Lagos. What do you think about the lament of Governor Ortom? When we place it side by side with Governor Bello's lament, do you believe that the federal government is unresponsive on security? Is this a justification for devolving the security command and control to the states? 0700-993-993-993. Share your thoughts via Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. We've got Twitter at Nigeria Info FM. And of course, the number for women, 01465-7190. 01465-7190. Gabriel is in Ikorodu. Hello, Gabriel. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, Sandra.
Yes.
Thank God for this problem. You see, my brother is staying at Taraba.
Okay.
And asking what is happening in that Taraba. He told me that when these Fulani people came to fight them there, the indigenous fight them back. After fighting them, they go. The next day, army people will come and begin to go into their houses and begin to search who have a gun and because they don't want anybody that will fight this herdsmen back.
Who told you this story? Who told you this story?
My junior brother, the same father that is living in Taraba.
Okay.
I'm telling you the truth, what happens there.
And he said, hold on, and he said, because I have to check what you're saying to me, and he said that this happened to him, because this is a huge allegation you're making, Gabriel.
He said that when the Fulani people come to this herdsmen fight them, the Taraba people, last year. So the people, the indigenous, fight them back.
How did he know? How did your brother know that the herdsmen were Fulani? Because there are herdsmen that are not Fulani. How did he know they were Fulani?
Herdsmen are Igbo people. Herdsmen are Fulani people now.
There are some herdsmen that are not Fulani people. So how did he know that it was Fulani?
What the governor said now is that they are the people that said that any person that put law against the Fulani people will not see peace in Nigeria. Is it not what they said?
No, I want to come back to the part where your brother claims that soldiers came to his house to come and search for guns.
It's not that. He said they came to the whole village, the whole town. They were searching everybody's house. So if they see gun in your place.
So it happened to him.
They will arrest you and take the gun.
It happened to him.
Person that will fight these people back.
Hold on, you're getting ahead, Gabriel. This happened to your brother?
Yes.
Or he heard that it happened to people?
I say he's staying at Taraba. He is living there.
Yes, he's living there. He's staying there. But did it happen to him? Did the soldiers come and search his own house?
They came to their place now. They come even the house where he's living. They came there now. They search all the whole towns and villages.
Okay.
So this is what they are doing. You will see that whenever there is a problem, they talk of Fulani herdsmen. You will not hear about it again. They will bury it like that. But if it is other places now, the army people will go there, bomb will destroy the whole thing. So what is happening in Nigeria now is when we talk now, we say God. People do not believe that God will help us. If you are powerless, you cannot do anything.
Gabriel, thank you very much for calling. Sophie is the first time caller. Hello, Sophie.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi.
So my contribution is about the security issues in the country and the president being irresponsive. I believe that in the system we have sympathizers of these bandits and terrorists, even within the army itself.
Okay.
Because if not, why would we be having this kind of problems? You can't tell me that we don't have a strong unit in the army to handle the situations if people within the system are not contributing to it. Because we're in this country now, everybody is afraid. We feel we're in Lagos and we are safe. If we don't do something now, it will reach us as well. Even the elites that think that they are okay, it will get to us if we just sit down and watch. And even if the president doesn't do this, if he feels he's safe, his own family members too. He has other family members as well that are even like the ones that are not as, as big as he is. His extended family. Everybody's going to get affected at the end of it all if nothing is done now.
Sophie, thank you very much for calling. Thank you for calling to contribute. Let's move to our final story. So first, we talked about Governor Wike saying that APC wants to rig because Nigerians are unhappy with President Buhari. Then we talked about Governor Ortom saying that his people are unhappy with President Buhari over security. Now, let's talk about President Buhari's latest move on security. He's asking the USA to bring AFRICOM to Africa. It broke yesterday. AFRICOM is the U.S. military's Africa Command. It's the headquarters for all their activity in Africa, whether it's boots on the ground or sharing intelligence with government. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it's about. But right now, AFRICOM is in Stuttgart in Germany. That's partly because, before now, Nigeria has opposed the idea of putting it on the African continent. We've always seen Africa as our sphere of direct military interest, and so we don't want a superpower putting a major command and control headquarters here. Now, the president is reversing this official position. Here's what the statement says, quote, considering the growing security challenges in West and Central Africa, Gulf of Guinea, Lake Chad region, and the Sahel weighing heavily on Africa, it underscores the need for the United States to consider relocating AFRICOM headquarters from Stuttgart, Germany, to Africa and near the theater of operation, end quote. So the presidency is saying that the security situation in West Africa and Central Africa has gotten so bad that even Nigeria is ready for America to bring AFRICOM here. And we talked about this briefly on the Big Hard Fact yesterday. My guest, Confidence McHarry, a security analyst for SBM Intelligence, was quite insightful. He had a lot of things to say, but here's some of what he said.
Okay, first, a slight correction. I think the second rejection of AFRICOM in Africa was during the Yar'Adua administration. That was the early days, I think between 2008 and 2009. I think the Jonathan administration, which inherited the Yar'Adua presidency, also carried on that disposition. Yes, things have changed, but I do not think that relocating U.S. Africa Command headquarters to Africa would actually change things significantly. First, U.S. foreign policy on Africa is dictated by two things: the need for security and the great power competition with China, Turkey, and Russia. And so we have to understand that there is currently a couple of Western military bases or Western military presence in the Sahel. We have a U.S. base in Niger. We also have French military bases between Niger and Mali. And so far, we've not been able to stem the tide of Islamist violence around those areas. And if the logical thing to do, I'm speaking hypothetically now, to relocate the U.S. Africa Command to Africa would be the only place that does not have a significant international or Western military presence, which is the Gulf of Guinea. But as it stands now, there is no concern from among U.S. policymakers that the Gulf of Guinea is actually a concern, or maritime security in that particular area is a priority for them. And so, since the Sahel is generating a lot of attention, which informs President Buhari's request, I would say it is actually not necessary, because there are a lot of other Western military bases actually doing the job. If President Buhari needs security assistance, I think he has a lot of good standing with Western powers for him to just request. And then, many of these countries just want to do business. And so when they get to hear that this security assistance would be as a way to buy in many of these African head of states in their bids to win over these heads of state away from China, I think they are much more open to doing business with this country.
Will the Americans feel it is worth moving AFRICOM from Germany? Like you said, they already have some bases here.
Yeah, they do have some bases here, which informs what I am saying, that there is not a need for more. I'm going to tell you this for free. France has been in Mali since 2012, at least at the latest, or the earliest rather. There was Operation Serval, which metamorphosed into Operation Backhand. And in all the territories that France has been able to gain from Islamists that are trying to break in from northern Mali to create an Azawad federation, many of all these territories have not really been free from terrorist attacks, which is now feeding into the growing anti-French sentiment in Mali and other Sahelian countries. And so in many of these countries, many of them are already fed up with French and foreign military presence, that they are leading many of their politicians to speak on the issue. And so the point I am trying to make is this: many of all these